Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Second take, because honestly, I don't think the first video was enough about Mickie James. It was more about me making complaints about like this person or that person. Mickie James is going to be put into the TNA Hall of Fame this year. I think that was just announced, and I think that honestly, that was really, really awesome. I just wanted to touch on that, like probably AJ Styles, when his career is done, I think he is going to go into the TNA Hall of Fame. He will probably be one of the biggest TNA Hall of Famers of all time. The TNA Hall of Fame, I think it got off to the right start, going Sting, going Kurt Angle, going Dudley's. The only three knocks on those, they were probably three of the top acts that they had in the company at the time, but they were not done wrestling. So somebody going into the TNA Hall of Fame when their career is not over, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But at least they got to do it before those three performers left the company and went back to WWE. And at that time, their relationship wasn't as it is today, to the fact that they'd be able to jump back over. But Mickie James, 2010, she had some sort of a fallout with WWE. You can remember them doing the Piggy James angle on SmackDown, and then of course she wrestled at WrestleMania 26. I think shortly after that is when Mickie James got her release from WWE. And I honestly did not understand it all. I don't know if she had some sort of an attitude or came off as a diva in the backstage, and she was not getting along with everybody. But I thought that she was one of the best women that WWE had in the women's division at the time. Her feud with Trish Stratus when she debuted there was just by awesome. But when she came to TNA, I think that she gave them name value that was almost as big as like a main event name for the men's division. If you remember back, TNA had sort of found women on the indies and pushed them to be big stars. The biggest name to really come over from WWE was Christy Hemme, but when she was first starting to be trained to be a wrestler and become a better wrestler in TNA is when she hurt her neck. And then she had to stop wrestling. So when Mickie James came in, she fit in just fine with ODB, the Beautiful People, and she became the biggest name that they had. At the same time, she came in with the hardcore country gimmick. Because of the fact that, she was trying to become a country music singer at the time. She was in a Bucky Covington and Shooter Jennings music video. I can honestly tell you that besides for when she sang at high spots she sang 4 high spots at WrestleCon, I don't think I've ever heard any of the other songs. Maybe I've seen a few of her videos on YouTube, the wrestling podcast, Wrestle Crap Radio used to always play him because Blade Braxton, one of the hosts, he used to have this huge crush on Mickie James. Like he was her favorite woman in wrestling at the time. Thought that she was like number one on his list. So every time she came out with a country Christmas music video, we sat and we listened to him watch the video. I just shout out Wrestle Crap Radio, one of my favorite podcasts of all time. But Mickie James, I mean, she's going into the TNA Hall of Fame in a company that killed her the last time I think we saw her. She she also was TNA champion, and she was the first TNA wrestler to cross through the forbidden door, I guess you can say, showing up at a Royal Rumble, coming out with the TNA Knockout Championship at the time. I thought that honestly was really, really cool. There's going to come a date, there's going to come a place when she's going to have to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think that she is definitely one of the best women that is no longer wrestling out there. I think that maybe she should have gone in before a few other names that have gone in recently. I'm not saying that those names aren't big names like Mickie James, but as it looks like her career is not done. I'm sure she's still wrestling independents here or there, picking her spots along the way, but I don't think that she's going to be wrestling for a major company. But her husband is a producer in the company. He is one of the general managers that has an on-screen role on SmackDown. So it would make a ton of sense to me. So I would love to see her go into the TNA Hall of Fame, which is going to happen this year in 2025. I would love to see her go in WrestleMania 42 in that class with Stephanie McMahon. I think that by far would be awesome. But please, when she's going into the Hall of Fame, please do not forget that James Storm pushed her in front of that train and killed her. And because she left and she went back to WWE to wrestle at NXT against Asuka at that Toronto show, we never got an answer to what happened to Mickie James.